All right, welcome back, young scientists. Continuing our discussion on weather, and the focus this time being on clouds. Cloud formation. We've talked in some of our, again, if you've studied our section on solar energy and the atmosphere, we've already talked about what clouds are, but clouds being kind of a collection of visible water droplets that are in our atmosphere. And in this one, and we talked about and touched on cloud formation, but we're going to take a closer look at it now. Cloud formations, clouds form when water vapor condenses in the air around little specks of matter. It could be dust or other little particles in the air. They're classified on the basis of where and how they form. Not all clouds form in the same way. We're going to take a look at the basic process here, but different conditions and locations will result in different types of clouds. There are literally dozens and dozens of different combinations of clouds. We're going to focus on four kind of main types. Those include cirrus, stratus, and cumulus clouds, and the last being nimbus clouds. And in the next slide, we'll take a closer look at what those types are. But in our diagram here, we have a basic kind of an imaginary box of air down here at 92 degrees Fahrenheit. As that kind of imaginary box of warm air rises, up here about 3,000 feet, temperature might only be 76 degrees. Remember, as this air is rising, it is starting to cool off. And remember that cold air or cooler air can't hold the same amount of water vapor, the same amount of water gas. And so as it gets up here to, say in this example, 6,000 feet, temperature of only 60 degrees. And so at 60 degrees Fahrenheit, it can't hold as much water vapor, and it starts to condense into visible water droplets that we call clouds. All right, and again, taking a look at kind of four basic cloud types, although there are a lot more than this. Cirrus, these are high-level, kind of thin, wispy clouds, and I've got a little picture up there. These are usually associated with fair weather. Nimbus comes from the Latin word meaning rain. These clouds typically bring steady precipitation. And the nimbus can actually be combined with different kind of shapes of clouds too. Cumulus, these clouds look like white puffy or white fluffy cotton balls or heaps, and usually are representative of fair weather. Kind of think of these as those kind of nice, partly cloudy, partly sunny days in the summer. You see those little cotton balls, see those big, little or big kind of cotton balls in the sky. These would be cumulus clouds. Stratus is Latin for layer or blanket. This is made of a solid low layer that can cover the entire sky like a blanket, bringing gray and dull weather and possibly rain. So when the sky just looks kind of overcast, what we call overcast, those would be stratus clouds. This one here, we have a diagram of some different clouds. There's cirrus that we talked about. We talked about cumulus. And there's our stratus clouds. And then again, we also had nimbus or nimbo, meaning rain. So here we have cumulonimbus. So these would be kind of those puffy clouds, but also rain clouds, so kind of a different version of that. Here we have nimbostratus. And here we have a combination of stratocumulus, altostratus, altocumulus, cirrostratus, cirrocumulus, and here we have contrails. Those are kind of a special case that come from airplanes. And down here, when we have fog at ground level, we didn't talk about that one, but you can actually walk around with your head in the clouds. When you are walking in fog, you get to experience what it's like to be in a cloud. All right, and again, that's kind of it for our basic overview of clouds. And we'll watch that brain pop on clouds to see what Tim and Moby have to say about them.